A cardinal symbolizes your lost loved one. We were all together and a cardinal appeared on a tree, and I have seen that cardinal a couple of times. And I know that that's Leah. When Leah was young, she was extremely, extremely shy. Just overnight, she seemed to blossom into this outgoing, young, beautiful woman. Leah was in her third year of university at Queen's University in Kingston. She was an honors student. She was just becoming into her own young woman, and she was so friendly and so out there with her friends. I was working at a Christmas store, and my brother Cheryl and Paul were supposed to come over on the Sunday night for dinner. And when I got home, my mom said that they weren't coming for dinner because Cheryl was going to Kingston. Leah wasn't feeling good. We heard nothing more until the next morning when my brother called me at 6 a.m. And I'll never forget his words. He said, Anna Maria, I have terrible news. Leah is in ICU in Kingston. She went into cardiac arrest. My brother had called and said she might have brain damage, and I thought that was the furthest thing from my mind. I thought, as long as her heart's going, they got her heart going. I said, Paul, she'll be fine. Her heart's going, she'll be fine. Never thinking of the brain damage. When we left that hospital in Kingston, I remember my sister-in-law saying, oh my goodness, the sun is shining, like it shouldn't have been shining because we were leaving Leah behind. I would spend every night crying myself to sleep. I knew that I needed some sort of help. My siblings had their own families. I was living with my 86-year-old mother, but getting through each day was, it was hard. I was just so tired. Getting out of bed was the most difficult thing, and we just coped day by day. Day by day. To be honest with you, I cut myself off. I would get invitations to go out, and I would not want to socialize. For the longest time, I did not want to socialize. I joined in a bereavement group. The person that I contacted put me in touch with Heart House Hospice. We started off with 12 people. It was our time to talk about our feelings and how our week was. You think that you're the only ones going through this, but you're not. I always try and look for a meaning, what Leah's death has brought. There has to be some sort of meaning. It just didn't happen. And what's happened is I see a different closeness with my sister-in-law and brother, definitely more closer with them. And I've met 6 wonderful friends, which I never would have before. Death changes you. How else do you cope with the tragedy of a 20-year-old? We've got a bush in the back, and shortly after Leah had passed, we were all outside, the whole family, and my nephew came up to me and said, Auntie, there was a cardinal chasing some other bird. And I said, what did you say, Dario? He says, there was a cardinal. That was Leah giving my brother and my sister-in-law the strength to go on.